Welcome bitches, one and all, to my reaction to Season 3, Episode 8 of The Vampire Diaries, Ordinary People. Now last time obviously we had Ghost World, we got to see so many characters come back, we got to see Anna and her mum reunite and finally get to say goodbye. We had Lexi come back and attempt to help Stefan, which we will see where Stefan's story goes on that front. And we also got to see Bonnie reunite with her grandmother, which was so heartwarming, especially when she said that she was proud of her, like, you can't ask for anything more. Now, we did end the episode with Mason finding a mural on the wall that somehow depicts a way to kill Klaus, but we don't know what's going on there yet. Hopefully, given that Alaric is a historian, and especially a historian of this town, we might be able to get a bit of a history lesson and figure out what the fuck it means. But yes, with that said, very excited to get into it and see where the story goes. Without further ado, let's go.
Careful where you shine that thing. Bats hate the light.
Wait, what?
Save Damon. That also reminded me, like, we haven't actually had any reference of bats to vampires in this show.
What is all this?
Well, as far as I can tell, it's a story. In simple archaeological terms, it's a really, really old story.
Yeah, how old though?
That right there is a moon cycle. A man, a wolf.
Ooh, werewolf.
I thought the Lockwoods came here with the original founders in the 1860s.
This is a lot older than that.
Maybe the Lockwoods did, but according to this wall,
Werewolves have been here for a while.
lot longer than that.
Interesting. I wonder if it's Native American related, because obviously back when people used to draw on walls to tell stories, that's fucking old. So, interesting. So werewolves have been around in Mystic Falls for centuries. God, it does really make you think, what would the world be like if the werewolves' numbers hadn't been diminished so much? Because they're so rare in the show, but we know that that's because they were hunted down.
Names. They're not native. They're written in runic, a Viking script.
Vikings?
This name here, when translated, reads Niklaus.
Klaus.
Klaus. Interesting.
Elijah
Rebecca?
and Rebecca.
Ah. How long have they been here then? How old are they?
Quiet, Niklaus. I'm to have my concentration if I'm not to slice off a finger.
Father will not like you handling the blade.
Father?
Father need not know.
You will find out.
So this was back before his dad was locked away with everyone else then? Because they're talking as if their father is alive right now. Interesting. I wonder if they're vampires yet. I would assume so.
Here, you finish. I'm to help Mother with the meal.
Yes. Go tend to dinner. Leave the blades to the men, little sister.
Lovely.
Oh, Becca!
Oh! With how she stabbed him, I would assume he is a vampire then and can heal. Or not. Oh my god, we are actually seeing them before they're vampires.
These are the names.
Shit!
What's the name?
Michael.
Michael. Michael as in the vampire hunter who knows how to kill Klaus.
Is Michael his dad?
I now like to call him Papa Original.
Oh my god, what? I need a moment to process that. So Michael is Klaus's father. What the fuck happened between those two to make him want to kill him? Oh, well, I mean, he's not actually his father, is he? Because their mother must have had an affair with a werewolf to have Klaus. But then still, why would he want to kill Klaus? And why is he a vampire hunter? God, there's so many complexities to this. Oh my god, I just realised, is this going to be a flashback episode? Like, we're going to get a lot of scenes? Please.
To learn the story, you have to decipher these images.
Sloppy.
Shut up. I'm new at this.
Ghost.
Look at these two play fighting.
These images, at the very least, might tell us what that weapon is.
Then all we have to do is find out what they mean.
Well, luckily you've got Alaric on your side.
Well, if the
Actually,
story's
no.
about the original family living here, then we go straight to the source.
You're just gonna go to Rebecca? Well, from what we've seen from Rebecca, Elena, that might not be a good idea. Let's see how this goes.
I was hoping we could talk. About what? Stefan?
For once,
Don't worry, I'm
no.
off him until he starts treating me better.
Actually, I'd rather talk about this.
Oh, you saw her whole face shift.
I should get back to the girls. Homecoming's right around the corner. Well, then maybe I'll ask Michael when we wake him.
Oh god, these facial expressions. This is the first time we've really seen Rebecca kind of crack. Oh, I love it. I'm excited to get a bit more of Rebecca because we've only really got her as like Klaus's right-hand woman, and we haven't had many scenes where she can actually express who she is. So hopefully we get more this episode.
You don't know where he is? No one does.
I should
Who's
do.
rotting in that old cemetery in Charlotte?
Oh, she's pissed now, Elena.
So then tell me, why do you want to know?
Why don't you want me to wake him?
I need to get back to the girls.
Oh my god, well that's gonna solve all your problems, isn't it, love? Totally gonna stop him from waking him up.
I've come to laugh at you.
Relax, Michael. Niklaus means well.
So that's their mother.
That is precisely my problem.
We finally get to meet their mother as well. So this is the original family then.
Why don't you teach me that trick, young Moria?
Father, we were just having fun.
We fight for our
Oh
survival.
god, you can tell he's so terrified of him.
You are foolish and impulsive, my boy.
And you're a shit father.
You've made your point, Michael.
Thank you, love. You could have stepped in a bit earlier, though. I would understand if she's a bit scared of him as well, though. He does seem like a terrifying individual. With all that aggression, I do wonder whether Michael knows that Klaus is not his son yet, but he kept referencing him as his son, which, yeah, when you, like, don't get me wrong, if you adopt someone, they are your son and stuff like that. But we're looking into the past, and with an individual like Michael, I don't think he would call Klaus his son if he knew that he wasn't his blood born. But yeah, what a fucking awful father.
So how does he look?
He's not gonna look good, is he? Yeah, he looks
Hasty
like
and
shit.
You know I'm not a big champion of this whole Lexi recovery plan. But Elena thinks this place is gonna weaken you out, break you down, and make you feel it.
So I assume Damon doesn't agree with this plan. What's his plan?
You really have given up.
Actually, this is my happy face.
I do feel really bad for Stefan. I do enjoy Ripper Stefan more than old Stefan, but you got to feel bad for the guy. Damon, what are you doing?
Screw this Lexi plan. I think we could both use a drink.
What? What kind of method is this? Okay. Moving on, I guess.
You invited me over to talk?
All right, girls. How about it?
What the fuck is going on?
You compelled your own private runway show?
I need a homecoming dress. So what do you think? Pick one.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. That is one of the best uses of compulsion I have ever seen. Compel a group of women to put dresses on so that you can see what dress you want to wear for homecoming. Like, what the fuck? I'm in love with Rebecca already.
I'm here to talk about why you don't want me to wake up Michael.
Fucking hell.
I said pick one, Elena.
Yeah, Elena, just pick a dress.
Red one.
There you go. Bloody hell.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
I love her accent.
You do not threaten me. You will learn what I allow you to learn. Is that clear?
So yes, sir. I'm really enjoying so far getting to learn Rebecca. What is wrong with me today?
Jeremy is an idiot.
Hmm,
And I know
bit of an
this
understatement,
with certainty because I was once a Jeremy. Trust me, we learn eventually.
I've really liked Alaric this season. Pure father figure for everyone.
All day wondering why it looked so familiar.
Literally the necklace.
I was right.
Interesting, so it comes from when they used to live in Mystic Falls.
This symbol is repeated all across the wall, and I've been trying to figure out what it meant.
Witch? Yeah. Cool. But, like, does it mean witch in, like, an old language? Like, is that literally the word witch? Or is that just what they used for this story?
My parents had just started a family when a plague struck their homeland. They lost a child to it.
Oh, really? They had another sibling?
So how did you end up here? This part of the world hadn't even been discovered yet.
Exactly.
Not by anyone in your history books. But my mother knew the witch Ayana, who heard from the spirits of a mystical land where everyone was healthy.
Ooh.
Blessed by the gifts of speed and strength.
Werewolves?
That led my family here, where we lived amongst those people.
The werewolves?
To us, they were just our neighbors. My family lived in peace with them for over 20 years, during which time my family had more children.
I need a moment to process all of that information. God, we just got a huge bombshell. So what I find the most interesting out of all of that is that their mother knew a witch before they were even vampires. Like, how did she know her? Was it just because witches were more commonplace back then? Like, to be a witch was not hidden, because this would have been before the Salem witch trials. And I would assume this witch is the original witch, because they said that the original witch put the curse on Klaus, which, if Klaus is going to be becoming a vampire soon, because they look the ages that they are now, that must be happening at some point in the near future. And then also, this like proves that werewolves predate vampires then. So what the fuck caused them to become vampires? Like, how did they do it? I assume now that they've mentioned that a witch is involved, it's something to do with magic. But the idea that a witch created vampires is so interesting to me.
Once a month, our family retreated to the caves beneath our village.
To hide
The
from the
wolves
werewolves.
would howl through the night, and by morning, we'd return home.
The necklace. So that's Ayana.
Something's wrong. Henrik!
Oh shit. I was wondering if that was their
Klaus and my
sibling,
youngest brother
and
Henrik snuck out to watch the men turn into beasts.
oh
That
my
was forbidden.
god. So he died. Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
We must save him. Please, there must be a way.
I think he's already gone, my darling.
No!
And that was the beginning of the end of peace with our neighbors.
Yeah, because they said they lived in peace with them for 20 years. So what happened after
And one
20
of the
years?
last moments my family had together as humans.
So it happens now. Okay. God, I'm so excited to see like what happened, like how they became vampires.
Yes, I'm fine, but I can't talk right now.
I'll be at the bar.
Uh-oh.
Is that Stefan?
Yeah, I kind of went off book.
Code red, Damon.
Got this, Elena.
Do you?
What are we?
Like, what's your plan here?
What's the catch, Damon?
No catch, brother. Drink up. It's on me.
Interesting. What's your actual plan here, though, Damon? Fucking hell, guys, in broad daylight?
You've been on this bunny diet for the better part of 50 years. So how is it that Saint Stephen, of all people, is good at a drinking game?
I love them calling it a buddy diet. I don't know why, I just fucking love that.
Damon, you are worse than Elena. But you think I'll break down and you could pull me back from the edge, is that it?
I happen to like the edge, Stefan. Your problem is your inability to resist falling over it.
Damn, what a line, but that's very true. Damon does walk a very fine line. Sometimes he does cross that line. But yeah, Stefan's very much all in either way. He's either a complete saint or a mass fucking murderer.
Honestly, I don't get you two as a couple.
Why would you? You don't know anything about who he really is.
Damn. But do you know who he really is, Elena? Because you can argue that him being a Ripper is who he really is.
He's a vampire. We're a predatory species. We don't have time to care about humans and their silly little lives.
Interesting take.
Is that why you did that runway show earlier? Because you don't care about the homecoming dance?
Oh, damn. Tries to live above it all, but still attends their little dances.
You haven't even heard half the story.
And you're not going to tell it. You're just bored and looking for someone to push around.
Damn, Elena, go off.
The necklace wasn't Stefan's to give. It belonged to the original witch.
Yeah, I know.
The one who put the hybrid curse on Klaus?
Not just the hybrid curse. She's the one who turned us into vampires.
So it is a witch that did it. Okay, hell yeah.
It is a crime against nature. Ayana, we have already lost too much. We cannot lose anymore.
I was wondering this. It seems as though them becoming vampires was a way to protect themselves. Because if you think of the abilities of a vampire, they're very similar to werewolves. But they are faster than werewolves and they're stronger than werewolves. Almost as if they were literally created to defend themselves from werewolves. But like Rebecca said, they're a predatory species. So I don't know where these elements come in. Like, why would the witch create this for you? Why would the witch make you immortal? Surely that has issues with the whole nature aspect of witches, because they like to keep the balance. And what you're doing here is... You could argue that that is putting a balance in, though, couldn't you? Because werewolves are currently at the top of their game. They need someone to be able to fight with them. But then these people seem very peaceful, so I don't know. This whole nature thing with witches is always so confusing, because there's arguments either side.
My parents only saw a way of keeping their children alive.
Why stay? If they were so afraid of the werewolves, why not?
True, 20 years, the plague might gone.
My father didn't want to run anymore. He wanted to fight and be superior to the wolves.
Lovely. He does come across as that
Where
kind
they
of
could
man.
bite, we had to bite harder. Where they had speed,
Mm.
we had to be faster. agility.
That's what I was saying. It's like they're literally built to be better than werewolves.
This magic you speak of breeds consequence.
Yeah.
This is the makings of a plague, Esther.
Plague?
The spirits will turn
What an
on you.
interesting way to see vampirism.
I will have no part in it.
How are they going to get it done if they don't have the original witch with them then? Do they force her somehow?
If she will not protect our family, then it is in your hands alone, my love.
Is she a witch?
How could she do anything?
Because my mother was also a witch.
What?
The witch of the original family.
The original witch! Oh, I'm such an idiot, mate! Oh, that is so good from the show's perspective, though. That is such good writing. Wow. Because you talk about the original vampires, that's already put into your mind, and you're like, the original version of vampires. So they then bring in the idea of the original witch, and you're like, well, of course, that's the original version of witches. No, she's the witch from the original family. She's the original family witch. Like, oh my god, mate, I love that. But that's so interesting. So, can you get vampire witches? I always assumed that it was impossible, just because that would be such... You think if you're a witch, you can cast spells, but you're also a vampire. That is so OP. I feel like that's even more OP than being a hybrid werewolf vampire. But then maybe their mother died before she could complete her transformation or something, because we haven't seen the mother yet. But Klaus had so many caskets that I feel like his mother must have been in there.
But if your mother was a witch, then...
Am I? No. A witch is nature's servant. A vampire is an abomination of nature.
Yeah.
You can either be one or the other. Never both.
Interesting. That does imply that a witch can become a vampire as long as they give up their witchness, if you know what I mean. Because she said you can't be both, you have to be either. So could a witch technically become a vampire if she's bitten? Or is it literally like genetically impossible?
My mother did this for us. She did not turn.
Oh.
How
So,
did you turn?
interesting. So their mum did die then. That's so sad.
That night, my father offered us wine laced with blood. And then he drove his sword through our hearts.
He killed them.
And he wasn't delicate about it either.
Wow. That doesn't surprise me from what we've seen of Michael, but just hearing a father doing that to their children, that's so fucked up. What I find interesting is what was the blood aspect? Was that just something you needed to do for the spell? Like, why blood?
Blood. What happened?
Your father murdered you.
It will be all right. We will be all right. What are you doing?
You have to feed to complete the transformation?
Drink! Drink!
Okay. Bloody hell. And the originals were born.
But the witch Ayana was right about the consequences.
What consequences, though? Am I being
The
dumb?
spirits turned on us, and nature fought back. For every strength, there would be a weakness.
Oh, of
Sun
course! That, okay. Oh my god. So many things are starting to make sense. Like, I've always wondered, why do vampires burn in the sun? Why can vampires not enter people's homes? What are some other weaknesses? Vervain, like, why are all of these things hurting vampires? And now it makes so much more sense that nature is literally fighting back at them because they should not exist. Wow. But why?
Flowers at the base of the white oak burned and prevented compulsion.
Oh my god, that's such a cool way of doing it.
The tree that gave us life could also take it away. So we burned it to the ground.
How did they keep the ash then? Did a villager, like, collect some ash up or something? Because surely if the whole tree burned down, the ash would just spread and you'd never be able to kill them.
But the darkest consequence was something my parents never anticipated.
The need for blood.
Blood had made us reborn, and it was blood that we craved above all else.
I find it so interesting that the main aspect of vampires being that they feed on humans was the unintentional consequence. It wasn't like one of the main things. What I wonder though is, we didn't really get any information on when they turned other people. Because yes, these are the originals, but at this point in time, do they know that they can turn other people into vampires, or is that found out later on? But like, how would that be found out? It would be such a coincidence for them to allow a human to drink their blood. They also don't know that their blood heals. Or do they? Was this all part of the spell? Hopefully they explain it a bit in the future.
As long as Klaus is alive, I do what he says.
That's my point, Stefan. You've given up. Now you can sit around and be his little bitch.
Ooh.
Or you can get mad enough and you can do something about it.
Damon, he can't be killed.
Maybe I can help with that.
Oh shit. We know a lot more about you now, mate.
Why did Michael start hunting Klaus?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I assume he found out about the werewolf side.
When Nick made his first human kill, it triggered his werewolf gene.
Yeah.
With that, he became my father's greatest shame. She put the hybrid curse on Nick to suppress his werewolf side, and then she turned her back on him.
Wow.
But Michael's greatest weakness as a human was his pride.
Vampire heightened.
He went on a rampage and killed half the village.
Fucking hell.
Then he came home and killed her.
Wow.
He said she broke his heart, so he would break hers. He tore it from her chest as Nick watched.
Holy shit.
Afterwards, my father took off.
So that was the first time that someone's heart was ripped out of their chest?
I'm sorry she turned her back on you. I will never do that.
Aww.
Nor will I.
Elijah.
We stick together as one. Always and forever.
Always and forever. What I find most interesting out of everything is that I feel like we were led to believe that there were more people in this family, because when Klaus had that like vault that he was keeping Rebecca in, it was just her in there, but there were multiple caskets. So it gave off the vibe that this family was bigger than him just having his brother, sister, and dad. And his dad wasn't even included in all of that. So I don't know if that was just a thing that the show put in to keep us clueless on how many originals there were, or if Klaus has got other people in there, like vampires that he's just starved, not necessarily originals.
Nick has no tolerance for those who disappoint him. Over 1,000 years as a
Interesting.
family, we've all made that mistake at least once. I've made it several times.
But you still love him?
They're immortal.
Should I spend an eternity alone instead?
Literally. Like, what more do you want from her?
You've heard the story, it's time to go. I said leave, Elena.
Right, relax, Rebecca.
Wake Michael at your own peril. But make no mistake. If you come after my brother, I will rip you apart.
Damn, I don't doubt it. I'm sorry, but I'm loving Rebecca this episode. We've had such an insight to her character.
Is Klaus out of the country?
Can't tell you.
Has he spoken to you since he left?
I can't tell you.
I assume Stefan's been compelled to not tell anyone anything about his location.
I am compelled to do what he says, and he says to keep my damn mouth shut.
I really hope this game of 20 questions isn't your secret weapon.
I've been a vampire hunter longer than you've been alive. It's why I found you here.
But why a vampire hunter?
It's why I'm gonna find Niklaus.
That's why I wonder, like, is Michael a vampire hunter because Michael never wanted anyone else to be a vampire? Like, does he just kill every vampire? Or does he hunt vampires for a reason? But if he does hunt them for a reason, why? Like, why be a vampire hunter? And why does he feed on vampires? I want to find out. Oh my god, wait, where's Catherine? I just realised. He better not have killed her. I don't think that they would have killed Catherine off like that. I feel like Catherine, if she does die, will get a big send-off. But what the fuck?
Around here.
Careful, Stefan. One move, and his heart's gone.
Oh shit.
Where is Klaus?
I mean, you're gonna have to say something, Stefan, because I'm not convinced that Damon's about to die right now.
One twist and he's dead. Unless you don't care, of course.
Oh, his emotions have been shut off.
And he's been compelled. You can't break through that, can you?
Wait. I can bring him back. I can lure Klaus back to Mystic Falls.
Okay, nice. Now let the fuck go of his heart. Okay, cool. Oh. So is that how you do it? You can't break through the compulsion, but you can find a kind of loophole because compulsions aren't that detailed in how they work. They never go into the nitty-gritty of like, if he says this, say this. If he says this, say this. Do you know what I mean?
Tree equals weapon, sort of. But we already knew that. What we're not sure about is this. We've got the witch symbol, and what?
So it's like a person holding the witch symbol. Is that just a witch with a heart? Does that symbolize the original witch? Because her heart was like taken out of their chest.
Michael killed the witch by ripping out her heart.
Yeah.
But why is that one connected to the witch's death?
Because Klaus was there. I would assume that's the symbol of the hybrid because it's got the sun and the moon.
Rebecca doesn't know the real story.
Oh! Well, they said that he was there, which is why are they saying that he killed her? They said that she turned her back on Klaus and she put the hybrid curse on him. So maybe he, in like a fit of rage, killed her? That would also make sense towards the father's outburst as well, because if he came home to find his wife dead, he's gonna go on a fucking killing spree with how vampires' emotions are heightened. But wow! Is that true though?
The cave where you carved your family's names is covered in symbols. The story of your family, how your parents arrived. This is a symbol for hybrid. It's the combination of the werewolf and the vampire symbol. The hybrid killed the original witch.
Wow. Wow.
Not Michael.
What a revelation for Rebecca.
No, he wouldn't. She put the curse on him, made it so that he would be the only one of his kind, and then she rejected him.
Yeah, didn't think about the fact of only one of his kind then rejected.
These mean nothing. They're just stupid drawings done by stupid people who had no idea who my family was.
Emotional outburst. Careful,
Why are
Elena.
you so upset?
Why are you doing this to me? I've done nothing to you.
It's not an attack, my darling. She's just giving you the truth.
Madame, just shut up! Don't talk anymore! Nothing!
Alright, let her go. Thank fuck. Bloody hell. But also, very bold of Elena to just come out with this info and not expect her to explode.
Another breakthrough, Damon. Ooh, my brother's about to die, and I just have to save his
Yeah.
life for the bajillionth time.
Yeah, what kind of how did that work? Was it that he was fighting the compulsion, or was it just a loophole?
You reminded me what my freedom felt like. And when we kill Klaus, I'll be free. Free to leave.
Okay, Stefan, keep telling yourself that.
For you, Damon, I did it for myself.
Sure.
Why is everybody trying to save me?
Because I have to, Stefan.
They love you, mate.
Because you're in this mess with Klaus because you saved my life. Because I...
Yeah, Damon would definitely be feeling guilty about that.
Aw. Better be careful, brother. Your humanity's showing.
I'm sorry, I love Ripper Stefan so much more than old Stefan I play. There's just something Paul does it so well. Yeah, interesting their talk there, because it seems as though Stefan is obviously still suppressing his emotions because he's been forced to. But I do wonder with compulsions, are they 100%? Like, you literally can't fight it, or is it like 99%? And like, with intense emotion, you might be able to break through, like Lexi was trying to do with his Ripper side, but obviously this is a different scenario because he's been compelled to not feel anymore. But the way that Michael was behaving, it seems as though you can find loopholes, and like I was saying, compulsions are not very detailed a lot of the time. They'll say like, do whatever I say, go over there. But there are like certain ways around it if you use your wording well. Like the way that Michael did, don't tell anyone about my location. Well, he could just ask Stefan to bring the guy there because he's not telling him his location. He's just asking Klaus to come to him. Thereby, Michael now knows his location. Such an interesting way to go about it, and I do love that. But back to Stefan and Damon. I don't know what Damon's whole plan here was, because Damon's approach is more so just brotherly bonding. Like, Damon didn't plan for Michael to come and almost kill him. So I don't get what Damon was trying to do here. I feel like it was genuinely just trying to bond with his brother again and try and bring some kind of emotion out. It's like Damon tried to go down the mental route, whereas Lexi went down the physical route. God, you gotta feel bad for her. Like, she's held such hatred for her father, and she has followed Klaus like a loyal soldier to then just find out that he killed their mother.
No idea. I guess Catherine came through. The plan's in motion.
Yeah, but where the fuck is Catherine, mate?
I'm not mad. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
No, I think Michael's weapon.
She's like, get the fuck off.
From the white oak tree before they burned it down.
So I was right.
Okay, so his weapon isn't a new weapon, it's just the old one, but there's another one.
To Michael.
It led us to more than just that. I think I got Rebecca on our side too.
Hell yeah.
She lost her mom too young, and she loves blindly and recklessly, even if it consumes her.
You could say that about a few people in this show, Elena and Damon included.
And then when all is said and done, There's nothing more important than the bond of family.
You should tell that to my brother.
I'm not mad at you for letting him out, Damon.
Interesting.
I think that you're gonna be the one to save him from himself. It won't be because he loves me. It'll be because he loves you.
That is an extremely mature thing to come to terms with within your own mind. Like, well done, Elena. Wow.
Can I tell you the rest tomorrow?
Look at her so okay with him in her bed. I'm like, I'm strangely very on board with Damon and Elena getting closer all of a sudden. Like, I've never been against it, but just the fact that she was with Stefan first has always made me feel like back off Damon, because just the whole idea of two brothers going for the same girl weirds me out. But I don't know. This show does a very good job of showing intimacy between two characters. They're genuinely growing on me. So yes, there we have Season 3, Episode 8 of The Vampire Diaries. Now, obviously, I am not the same Harry that you were just watching. I am the Harry from the future, the editor Harry, and I'm just here to let you know that unfortunately we do not have an outro for this episode. Happened way back when I originally made the recording. I don't know what happened because it was so long ago, but I've gone and checked the old Patreon video and it also doesn't have an outro, so really sorry about that. I know some people really like the breakdowns at the end of the episodes, but unfortunately, it just doesn't exist anymore. But speaking of my Patreon, for any of you unaware, we are all the way up to Season 7, Episode 2 over there, which I am really sorry about. I never intended for it to get as bad as it did. Many life things happened, and just in general, I just got very behind on my YouTube. And even though I'm trying to get back into it now and getting more consistent, it's going to be a very long time until we get there, because the difference between Season 3 and Season 7... that's a big bloody jump, you know, so sorry about getting so behind, but trust and believe, for any of you who can't go on Patreon, these episodes will be coming out. I'm going to be doing them weekly. I'm going to be giving them a dedicated day, which at the moment is meant to be Friday. Obviously, this is not releasing on Friday, but I've just got back into the swing of things after being ill for a few weeks, so things were just a bit slower this week, but next week, you be expecting this on Friday. But yes, anyway, with that said though, thank you very much for watching as always, my absolute pleasure, and I do hope to see you next time. But for now, bye-bye.